Okay, we've seen a way to use a Kouchi to bring my training partner's hands to the mat, but we can also use Kouchi to bring my training partner in a backward direction to knees or hips. Okay, particularly again in situations where I'm behind my training partner and my training partner has a little bit more upright posture, like they're more backward leaning. All right, a reverse Kouchi is a nice option. When my training partner is more forward leaning, okay, and I do this Kouchi, what typically ends up happening is hands go to the floor more than anything. Okay, come back. Okay, as my training partner leans more upright and hips start to come forward, all right, one thing that I can do is I can move off to the side and I can sweep my training partner's leg like so. Sometimes he'll go to his hands, sometimes he'll go to his hips, sometimes to his knees. It really depends on the situation, okay? But again, it's this action of when my training partner's posture's upright, I maneuver my way out of his way and drop my training partner down towards the floor. Okay, depends on how severely off balance my training partner. So once again, maybe he's fighting hands, maybe he's doing whatever he wants. Okay, in similar situation as before, maybe the hands start to separate, but you can still get one hand on your training partner's hip as your training partner tries to move away. I clip that foot, okay, and hands come to the floor. Again, that one wasn't a really great example, because usually I send my training partner backwards instead of forwards. That's kind of what we're looking at. Okay, as you do that, of course, you're not going to do it and just try to stunt on your training partner and like look at them the way that I am. Of course, as you do it, you'll follow your training partner, all right, and get it behind your training partner's shoulders and hips, okay? But it's a different way to use that foot sweep motion, all right, to kick out your training partner's legs, okay? Again, a little bit of context. We're fighting, he's trying to move away, etc. I just grab that hip, sweep the leg, and we work to get into positions, all right, where we can get behind. Another variation of this that works quite well, not so much a Kouchi, all right, more like almost I guess like a tiny Itoshi action, but not quite. You'd probably call it some variation of like a Kosoto trick, all right, is one where I use my forearm over my training partner's hip, okay, and this time I get to keep locked hands. I showed you guys how I can kind of pull my training partner back onto his hands. Well, we can also clip my training partner's foot in this position and drop my training partner to a knee, okay? So that's another way as my training partner's moving away and is more upright, or if my training partner's a bit more bent over, making contact with that foot like so. All right, as I bar my training partner's hip, okay? Elbow against the hip, I move out of the way, I make a connection with the foot, and I'm ready to work.